And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. Today is June 14th, 2025. I'm your host, Saint Nick, and we got a great show for you today. Alrighty, a big old Saturday, game 4 in the NBA Finals. Oh, baby, what a game. What a game. Entertaining game, I'll say that, with all the fouls and the not watching the game. So, lot to unpack on that game. I do just have to, right at the top of the show, shout out SGA. I mean, we were talking about, is he too fat to win an NBA Finals, an NBA championship yesterday on the show? We saw it the first 3 games, but last night, SGA came alive in the fourth quarter, and I'm not just talking about the 8 free throw attempts that he had in the fourth. So, we'll break down game 4 of the NBA Finals. It's 2-2 heading back to OKC. Pacers with a big old beef, but we'll break it all down. We've got the Stanley Cup Finals, Game 5 on, back in Edmonton tonight. And we also have some nice UFC on tonight. Little Buckley going on, and I'm loving them to get the job done. Back in Edmonton, we get Panthers minus 112 on the money line. What about the 60-minute line? We get the Panthers plus 150. Now, that's what we're talking about. Liking the Panthers to bounce back after game 3. They were up 3-0. They let up 3 goals in the second. Quiet third. Or actually, they tied up. They tied up 4-4 late in the fourth, and then just can't get it done in overtime. But liking the Florida Panthers to bounce back, take them on the 60-minute line for all the juice. I'm not interested in minus money. No. So, some solid sports on today. We got Caitlin Clark back in the WNBA. She's playing at around 3:30 Eastern today. Her triple doubles plus 1,900. Man, little sprinkle. She's back. So the ratings for the WNBA should be skyrocketing back through the roof now that she's on the floor. And then also today on the show, we'll break down the NFL because, man, oh man, this man's wanted, and he may be fleeing. We'll get a little update on Antonio Brown and where he is. Where in the world is Antonio Brown at? So we'll keep tabs on that. But let's break down. Let's start the show. Let's start in the NFL. And let's break down before what happened, the actual game. Let's talk about the funniness. Let's start on a funny note for today's show. Now, first and foremost, we had 2 people dress up as Dumb and Dumber. The bright orange and bright blue prom suits. But they were wearing Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins chains, calling them Dumb and Dumber. Now, you know Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins, all right? I'm not trying to knock, but, sometimes it seems like they don't watch the games because we have Stephen A. Smith caught in 4K Ultra HD from multiple angles, not watching the game while at the game. And we're not just talking about any game. We're talking about a finals game where the underdog in the series is up and winning the series 2-1. And this was an exciting game, back and forth, good, competitive, interesting game. There was never a moment to be playing solitaire. I'll tell you that. Stephen A. Smith got caught playing solitaire while at the game. The photo was all around Twitter, and even Kevin Durant picked it up. Kevin Durant posted that image on his Instagram story saying, "Come on, Steve." And man, oh man, I mean, not a good look here for Stephen A. Smith. And he was trying to downplay this. Oh, he was trying to downplay this pretty bad. So he tweets out this this photo of a solitaire game with a picture-in-picture of the basketball game. Now, few things to break down. A, this was not what was on the screen. There was no basketball game here. We can see it clear as day. Second of all, it's the wrong solitaire game. These screens are way different. This one looks way more cartoony than the one that he was actually playing. And third of all, if it was picture-in-picture, the screen don't look like this. The screen does not take up this much. I know. I've got an iPhone. I've done picture-in-picture. I get it. It don't look like this. It's not as big as this. So that was defense number 1 by Stephen A. Smith. Oh, let me jokingly, put this screenshot. I was actually watching the game while doing it. Well, Stephen, no. Then he tries to tweet this out. Defense number 2 for good old Stephen A. Says, quote, "Yeah, that's me." Nobody doubted it wasn't. Who would have thought I can multitask, especially during timeouts? Hope y'all are enjoying the NBA Finals. This is going 7 games now, peeps. What? Especially during a timeout. Multitask? And during a timeout. Well, let's break down the multitask. You are at the NBA Finals. There's no multitasking. Let's just get that out of the way. You're here for the game. This is the Finals. If this is regular season game 12, okay, who cares? Okay, I don't care. Play solitaire. The game's trash. Anything before the All-Star break, who truly cares? The players don't. But this is the NBA Finals. You are at the game. There is no multitasking, especially with solitaire. And if you want to multitask, then how about you talk to your co-host? I mean, where's the whole crew at? Stephen A. Smith isn't even sitting with the crew discussing, debating, actively enjoying and watching the game. He's put in the corner playing solitaire. And this man's getting $100 million plus from ESPN. Well, I get fired. I mean, how crazy is that, folks? I don't know. But Stephen A. Smith, his defense here, multitask. That don't hold no water. You're at the game. You're doing your job. You're supposed to be doing your job here, Stephen. On solitaire. Second of all, especially during timeouts. All right, let's give them the biggest benefit of the doubt. It was during a timeout. All right, you quick little solitaire. Let me get this game in quick. Oh man, I got to get back to my solitaire. I was close to winning. I got to get back to it. So he gets back to solitaire. Okay. But no, because it wasn't during a timeout. There's action on the floor. In Stephen A. Smith's solitaire in hand, he's not even watching. His head isn't even watching solitaire or the game. He's like watching something in the crowd. His eyes are all wandering. So not watching the game, not really playing the solitaire. This man's multitasking 3 different things. The game, the solitaire, what's going on in the crowd. I mean, this is damning. I mean, this is damning, folks. So real bad look for Stephen A. Smith last night, especially with the people dressed as Dumb and Dumber in the crowd. So we'll see how he responds to all this. Let's quickly see if he's got another defense here. I don't think he's been on ESPN this morning. It's Saturday. I don't think he does the weekends. But yeah, those 2 defenses. So we'll see. We'll see what he comes up with. His PR is going to have something spicy, I know. Stephen A. Smith ain't going to go, be taken down like this. He'll fight. He'll come up with some excuse. And I can't wait for it. So tune in to ESPN Monday morning. We're going to get something juicy on why Stephen A. Smith was more interested in solitaire than the NBA Finals. The NBA Finals that this was supposed to be a blowout and the Thunder were going to win and the Pacers are nobodies. Why are we even caring? Small markets. I mean, Stephen A. Smith really just showing it's all true over there. Small market, who cares? Don't need to pay attention. SGA, the MVP. Tyrese Halliburton, the moment, who cares? This isn't LeBron, it's not Steph, so I don't need to care. Well, I mean, that's a little lame, in my opinion. That's a little lame. All right, now let's break down the game. Something that maybe Stephen A. Smith can't do. All right. Now, the big narrative around this game was the free throws and the officiating. We know, the whole Scott Foster narrative, the series extender. And, there was some, don't love that call. Don't love that call. Never want to be talking about the officiating, never want to be talking about the calls after the game. And unfortunately, there's one call that we're all kind of talking about. The push-off / travel by SGA on the go-ahead bucket. And once again, the play before this, masterclass by SGA. The fact that he still hit the shot, we still got to give him a little credit. But it did look like it could be a little bit of an offensive foul push-off. I thought it was a travel, and the worst part about it all, this is Scott Foster right here, staring directly at it. There's another replay. It's not this one right here, but you can see it's Scott Foster watching the play the entire way and no call. And once again, he's the official with a lot of bad press behind him, A lot of these calls, when you've got the meme, the extender, because you make bad calls to extend series, that's never a good look in officiating. And the fact that, he still gets an officiating job, even with this narrative around him, and the narratives always come true when he's officiating the game, it's just never a good look. Now, I don't want to say the NBA's rigged and sports are rigged because, that's... first of all, I just don't want to believe it's true whether it is or it isn't. Second of all, we can keep blaming the refs till the cows come home, but at the end of the day, the Pacers were brutally trash in the final 4 minutes shooting. Really trash, from hesitating, taking shots, and then just plainly not making them. I honestly don't think the Pacers scored in the final 4 minutes of the game. So, yes, some questionable calls here and there, but still at the end of the day, close game when it counted, and the Pacers came up big time small on their shots. So let's just get this out of the way. The foul calls, we did see an uptick. 41 fouls called in game 1, leading to 45 free throws. 45 fouls in game 2, leading to 59 free throws. 44 fouls in game 3, leading to 52 free throws. And then last night, 53 fouls called, leading to 71 free throws. Now, the free throws were pretty split, honestly. 38 free throws by the Thunder and 33 free throws by the Pacers. So, decently equally called game. We did see the early flagrant foul called, Obi Toppin on Caruso. Bad call, but they were calling it like this the entire game. I want to say somebody on the Thunder got a flagrant for probably not a flagrant, but since they called it early, they kept calling it late too. So I don't think there was a huge disparity on how the game was called. I know a lot of people are dogging Caruso and Dort for being over physical, and a little rightfully so. I'm not going to disagree with y'all. It does kind of seem like the way that Caruso and Dort play, they do kind of get a favorable whistle, very aggressive, and not a lot of fouls called. We saw kind of Caruso earlier in the game kind of hounding Halliburton at midcourt. It was able to get a steal and a turnover, but also, he was all over him. So we do maybe see a little Dort Caruso. We got Dort just straight up just elbowing Halliburton like in the throat during a free throw. Mathurin turns around like, what the heck just happened? No call. So a little interesting altogether, but once again, at the end of the game, it was the Pacers not putting the ball in the basket, being hesitant to do so. We had Miles Turner on a big-time 3 that just didn't fall. I like the shot. He could hit the 3, so I don't mind the shot being taken there, but straight away, decently wide open, kind of pump fakes, resettles after the defender jumps out of the way, and still just couldn't go. So Pacers not being that clutch team that we've seen really all finals long. Especially Halliburton. There's some plays we're going to break down, but, Halliburton one-on-one with Shea gets blocked. We got another one where he's taking a 3. No, that was the one that gets blocked, and then tries to hit another 3 and no good to try and regain the lead. So the clutch players that have been clutch didn't show up here. Yes, maybe some questionable officiating, but overall, I'm still putting the blame on the Pacers' inability to score over than maybe some fixed officiating. All right. Now, let's go into the game here. Overall, Thunder get the dub, 111-104. I mean, add more fuel to the conspiratorial officiating here is that the line was 6. And it ended 7, maybe 6.5, depending on how you got it. And the game ends at 7. Just a lot of, with too much information, folks. Sometimes it adds fuel to the fire, but just throwing that out there. We move on. Here we go. So Thunder get the win. Now Thunder didn't play too well in the first half. We get down at halftime by the Thunder, and it was really Jalen Williams in the first quarter that held this team together. It was Jalen Williams being aggressive, driving to the bucket. The man put up 12 points in the first quarter. Very well done by Jalen Williams, because we got kind of SGA being very hesitant to score, hesitant to drive in the first quarter, and that kind of talks about what we were talking about. Was SGA too tired? Was he too fat to win a finals? We saw hands on his knees, not performing well in the fourth quarter. He turned that around last game. I don't want to jump to the fourth quarter, but I'm going to right now. SGA in the fourth quarter, 15 points, 2 huge clutch buckets. He did get to the line 8 times, made them all, but, hey, shout out to making your free throws. I mean, we had Benedict Mathurin, who a little bit of a wild card in this series. We've seen him put up 20 points and have these great scoring outbursts, but gets to the line late in the game and misses 3 straight crucial free throws that could have made it a 1-possession game. He misses these free throws, and it's still 2-possession game, still having to foul and all that, play the foul game. So Mathurin came up small. In the fourth quarter, we had Halliburton come up small in the fourth quarter here. Halliburton. 2 clutch shots that didn't go. We get this one. A minute 46, OKC up 105-103, and we get Halliburton. He's on Chet Holmgren, gets him to dance, look, this is a good shot right here, good clean shot. We had Chet Holmgren doing some squats out there. Look at him, sheesh, hands on your knees. So shout out to Halliburton, gets a great shot, and this is a shot that Halliburton hits. We've seen it all postseason long, but this one way off the mark. Siakam can't get the rebound, and it's, a lost possession. So Halliburton lets him down in the clutch, something that we've really not seen this year. Mathurin lets him down at the free throw line. We have Nembhard, once again, he wasn't hitting in the fourth quarter, took 4 shots. We get this one with a minute 8 seconds left, still a 2-point game. Just somebody's got to clutch it up here. Sheesh. We've seen everybody on this team be clutch, just not last night. Once again, Nembhard on Holmgren, gets him to dance a little bit. Mid-range jumper, gets the space. Solid closeout by Chet. We know he's, 7'2" on that wingspan is crazy, but still a nice look. That just doesn't fall and can't get the rebound. This was a close game still, and nobody showed up for the Pacers in the fourth quarter. With that being said, there is somebody that did show up in the fourth quarter, and we got to shout him out. It's SGA. Bingo. He heard our criticisms, and this is what we wanted to see out of him. Aggressive in the fourth quarter. Bink. Scoring in the fourth quarter. Bink. And being clutch. Bink. So here we go. The 2 clutch plays by SGA, and really kind of 3, but let's stick with these 2. 103-99 Pacers with 3 minutes left. We get SGA. I thought Jalen Williams was going to pull up from the top of the 3. I was kind of screaming at my television, no, you got to shoot that. That was a good shot. But probably a good thing, because he gives the ball to SGA. SGA at the 3-point line, and this is just, smooth cash 3, bingo by SGA. Aggressive taking that shot. I loved it. We know SGA's not the biggest 3-point shot taker. He's okay at hitting them. We know he's a mid-range, but Takes that huge 3-shot, didn't hesitate, didn't second guess. Aggressive, loved it. Makes it a 1-point game. The following possession here, we get SGA. This is the call on Nesmith, the potential push-off, the potential travel. But at the end of the day, he hit it. They go up 1. So 5 straight points, clutch points by SGA there in the fourth quarter. That's what we wanted to see. So thank you for that, SGA. We got to recorrect our narrative. Maybe he's not too fat to win the NBA Finals. And then one more clutch play here that I do want to show by SGA is him actually blocking Tyrese Halliburton. Here we go. 3 minutes, 57 seconds left. Pacers up to 99-97. This is the MVP versus the moment. Halliburton trying to dance around at the three-point line. Step back 3. But SGA on those long arms able to block it. Ooh. Ooh. And then we've got SGA coming back on the other end, hitting the 3. And then on the next possession, hitting that step back. So very, very well done by SGA here. Late in the fourth quarter, great defensively, clutch offensively. That's finally what we needed to see out of the MVP to tie this series up 2-2, heading back to OKC. So a great game by SGA. I'm going to say it's his best game of the series thus far, and we'll see if he can continue to build on that clutchness. I don't want to see him reclam back up. Don't want to see that. Keep being aggressive. Keep being clutch. Love that by SGA. Alrighty, what else do we got to kind of talk about here? The Thunder did officially change their starting lineup here, putting Cason Wallace off the bench and putting Isaiah Hartenstein in the starting lineup. So we saw them go back to their classic playoff lineup. It took a little bit to get going, but it got going. We saw Isaiah Hartenstein, a nice offensive rebound. I think that led to the SGA step back, potential foul, mid-range jumper. Isaiah Hartenstein on the rebound. So very good by him in the clutch for offensive rebound. We had Chet having an all right game. Solid defense in the fourth. We saw him kind of get cooked, but still good recovery. I mean, he's still a monster out there on the floor lengthwise. So, even if you cook him, I mean, he's gonna recover and still get a hand in the face. So solid defense by Chet in the fourth. And then we had just Dort and Alex Caruso being very physical all game long. Foul or physical, it's ticky-tacky. At the end of the day, we still got to give them a little credit for throwing the Pacers off their game because once again, just nobody scored in the fourth. I mean, how many points they put up? 17 points. They got outscored 31-17 in the fourth. We had Nesmith 0 of 3 from the field. Siakam 0 of 1. We've never really seen Siakam not be clutch. Great moments, great spurts here by Siakam throughout the game, but not in the fourth. We had Miles Turner 0 of 2, and he had a real good chance at the 3. I could pull it up right here.
Back with him.
Top of the key. I don't mind this shot. They're down 4, 31 seconds left. Halliburton drives on Holmgren. Miles Turner wide open at the top of the key. Pump fakes to get Lou Dort flying off the screen. Regathers. Gets a great look. Doesn't go. Shout out to Caruso for sliding over and getting some contest up at the end. Once again, Dort, Caruso come flying in. So, you got to give them credit. Maybe they had, those late defenses threw them off. I mean, Miles Turner, he's not the best three-point shooter. He's a big and all that, but he can knock them down if they're open. At home, this could have been his moment, honestly. The one that's been here the longest at home to come back. We've had, the Nesmith clutch game, the Nembhard clutch game, the Halliburton clutch game, the Halliburton clutch game, the Halliburton clutch game.
Rebound.
This could have been the Miles Turner clutch three-point game, which obviously would have meant so much to him and so much to the Pacers. But doesn't drop. Just nobody able to score. Nembhard 1 of 4 in the fourth. Halliburton 3 of 7, 0 of 3. And then Obi Toppin 101, and I got to shout out Obi Toppin. He had a solid game. Very solid game for Obi Toppin. 2 of 5 from the field, 7 of 12, or 2 of 5 from the 3, 7 of 12 from the field, 17 points, multiple putback dunks. Being active on the glass. 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, or 1 steal, 1 block, 2. Sheesh, he did it all last night. Just unfortunately, nobody showed up clutch. Nobody showed up clutch to the Pacers. So, Game 4 goes to the Thunder. It's 2-2 heading back to OKC. And let's check the live line. We know in OKC it's 10-11. Let's see, is it going to rise to 12? I would assume it's probably at 10.5. Here we go, the official line. Ooh, respect. 9.5. Pacers plus 9.5. Thunder minus 9.5. Okay, respectable there by Vegas. A respectable line, I would say. Yeah. All right. Respect. All right, so OKC gets a win 111-104. SGA clutch. The Pacers not. All right, a few more basketball stories to touch on before we shift gears to the NFL. And this is, Pat McAfee. Once again, Ben Stiller covered the ears. We had Pat going on the mic, and this was like early fourth quarter. Pacer only up 3, getting the crowd pumped up. Calls out the Thunder, says they're going to win this game. Calls out Stephen A. Smith. So we'll see if Stephen A. Smith cries and takes to Twitter and be like, oh, this is such a poor demonstration of sportsmanship. I came to your great city to watch my team play and thought it was just going to be, good competition. But no, Pat McAfee and the fans started to make fun of me and boo me and try to get in my head and throw the Thunder off. Meh. Settle down, Ben. So we'll see if Stephen A. Smith defends himself against Pat McAfee. It's going to be a busy morning for Stephen A. Smith on Monday. That's all I'll say. The solitaire allegations and getting called out by Pat on the Jumbotron. So, love it by Pat. Love it. Got no problem with this. This is competition. I mean, at the end of the day, Thunder got the last laugh, so not a great look, but overall in the moment, get the crowd pumped. Don't mind these at all. Don't mind them at all. This is competition. If you're going to go on the road, you got to expect a little ribbon, a little yelling at you, a little trying to get in your head. That's competition. If you don't like it, stay home. Oh no, Ben Stiller can't show off his friendship with Timothée Chalamet. Oh no, Ben. Oh no, I can't show off my great outfit. Oh no. You can stay home, Ben. It's okay. I'm telling you, Ben Stiller's like clinging to Timothée Chalamet. Clinging to him. Sheesh. Let me digress. All right. I got a bone to pick. With everybody. If you go to a playoff game, a finals game, you got to wear the shirt. It's enough. We got Reggie Miller once again with the hoodie and jersey and jeans combo. No, stop trying to show off your fit. This is not about you showing off. This is about the team now. You want to show off, you sit courtside during any regular season game, that's fine. Who cares? It's regular season. But the playoffs are to lock in and support your team. You put the shirt on. Multiple people sitting courtside not wearing the shirt. You got to put it on. That's the deal. You're not trying to make yourself look bigger than the team during the finals or the playoffs. No. That's for regular season. You sit courtside, you sit Celebrity Row, the New York Knicks. I mean, once again, Ben Stiller clinging to Timothée Chalamet. Oh my God, please, Timothée Chalamet, let me sit next to you so I get the camera time. Please, Timmy. Please. Truly, I mean, go back and watch the footage, folks. He's literally, he's locked in arms. Locked in arms with Timothée Chalamet. There was one instance, I wasn't even going to bring this up, but here I am. There was one instance where Timothée Chalamet was on camera and the Knicks he was kind of putting up I think 6 fingers like to signify Knicks and 6. And Ben Stiller's just looking at him like confused, like he doesn't know anything about sports or basketball or anything that's going on around him. And he's just putting up fingers like it's some sort of joke or gag. Like, Ben, get it together. Know what you're doing. Sheesh. He's clinging on to Timothée Chalamet. I digress. We got to move on here. But put the dang shirt on. Reggie Miller not wearing the shirt. The two goofballs that were making fun of Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins obviously not wearing the shirt. Now, this is interesting because they kind of make you wear the shirt if you're sitting courtside. But these two people weren't made to take off the outfits, weren't made to put on the shirts. We had C. Blaz. He was on the road. He's betting the Pacers. Obviously, I don't know if you've been following that. $1,000 to win $125,000 by betting the Pacers to win the finals. And he went to OKC and he had a Pacer shirt or a Pacer jersey on. And the Thunder said, you can't wear that. You can't wear that courtside. So it's interesting that the Pacers allowed these people to wear these at courtside. Were they trying to help make the statement? Maybe. I would assume they got the okay to wear these, the okay not to take them off when they showed up to the stadium. So maybe the Pacers were feeding into it, Pat McAfee fed into it. That's why he called out Stephen A. Smith on the Jumbotron, because once again, ESPN and, Stephen A. Smith, the national media not giving the Pacers really any chance or really even talking about them. We see, once again, playing solitaire instead of watching. So they may have been approved to wear these, folks, which is pretty funny. But put on the shirt, Reggie, please. Put on the shirt. You're here for the team. Look what happened. You didn't put on the shirt. You lost. We can all blame Reggie Miller for not wearing the shirt on why the Pacers lost. They couldn't hit in the fourth quarter. The short shirt magic couldn't work. All right, the final NBA story here before we close up and head over to the NFL. I am begging and I am pleading, Giannis. I'm trying. I'm really begging you. You got to go. You got to move off of Milwaukee. I know you're all about respect and they drafted you, so you're forever indebted. I get all that. But they do not have your best interest at heart. I know they're probably going to pay you the bag, but once again, we want to be a champion. You even said so yourself. You tweeted out, man, the finals are just different. I want to get back. You're not going to get back there if this man's your head coach. Not going to do it. Doc Rivers and John Horst have presented plans to keep the Bucks core intact around Giannis with the goal of competing for a top 6 playoff spot in the hopes that Damian Lillard can return from his Achilles recovery before the end of next season. They're keeping Doc Rivers as their head coach. This is not good. We don't want Doc Rivers mitts touching anything with this team. We don't even want him coaching, let alone trying to dictate the pieces of it. Giannis, this guy's he's awful. He's awful. He underperforms with the best talent. He is not a good head coach. I don't care if he's got a ring. I don't. He's trash. Doc Rivers is one of the worst head coaches in NBA history. I do not care. He does not get the most out of the superstars. He's got one title after coaching super team after super team after super team after super team. And it's not like he's getting to the finals and losing in 7. No. He's barely making it to the Eastern Conference, Western Conference finals. He ruined Lob City. Blake Griffin, CP3, DeAndre Jordan. Made the 76ers even worse. Which is hard to do because Joel Embiid does that himself. So Giannis, please leave. You got to leave. Or at least force Doc Rivers out. I'll coach you. But Doc Rivers cannot be the coach of this team. No success. You will not win another ring. You will not sniff another playoff series win. You won't do it. Won't happen. Please exile Doc Rivers from any coaching ever for the rest of eternity. He's got to go. He's got to go. All right. Let's shift gears to the NFL now here, folks. And let's start with this one because we talked about it yesterday on the show. Antonio Brown wanted for attempted murder. firing a gun at a celebrity boxing event, firing a gun that he stole from a security officer. Definitely not good. So we have Antonio Brown tweeting out today. And we're going to see more tweets, but this is the one that I saw first. Tweeted today at 2:24 a.m. Thank for sunshine. Thank you for rain. It's a beautiful day. Yeah. All right, what else is he up to? Because I think he's on the run. 2 hours ago, he tweets a photo of himself in a car. Watch my two-step, #London. I think he's fleeing, folks. So, we get 3 hours ago, him getting a haircut. Welcome back, feeling fresh. So he gets a haircut and now maybe potentially fleeing. He tweets out, getting a haircut is spiritual. Take a second, sit still, refresh, refocus, meditate a fresh vibe. So maybe he's getting ready to turn himself in or getting ready to flee the country. We'll keep you posted. Once again, allegedly shot the gun. Let me just cover all my bases, I would assume they've got some hard concrete evidence because the night it happened, he was detained by police, but let go. And now, 2-3 months later, is wanted. So, we'll keep an update on Antonio Brown. Fleeing the country, potentially. All right. Next up here, and folks, I implore y'all to listen to this. I'm not going to play it. It's 1:34. It's you can't see my liked post, but at Joe LV Moran on Twitter. Go look him up. Great clip, great soundbite here by Cooper Kupp on NFL defenses getting better over the last 5, 6, 7 years. He goes on to say,
safety's now playing things.
Just kind of, defenses, kind of starting with Vic Fangio, gave Vic Fangio a lot of credit on kind of the way that now defenses are lining up and preparing pre-snap. Defenses aren't now showing. They're not always shifting. When the offense shifts, they're not exposing their hand pre-snap. They're calling plays defensively to play the offense. Quick calls, quick signals to switch from plays and concepts from the defense, seeing what the offense is doing post or pre-snap. So it's really great insight here by Cooper Kupp, a great wide receiver. And really just the evolution of defenses over the last few years, seeing the offense kind of have their way from about 2012 to about 2018, 2019, and now defense is finally catching up schematically, just catching up athletically, and able to shut down offenses that are supposed to be better. Roger Goodell, once again, he wants more offense, more points on the board, sells tickets, sells all this, and he says that, it's not like he's dancing around or, we're just assuming that's what's happening. He's actively saying, hey, this is kind of where we want the league to go. But we've seen the last 2, 3, 4 years offense production go down. With an extra game, quarterbacks aren't even throwing 5,000 yards when they were doing it, kind of somebody every season. During the 16-game era, from 2004 to 2016, people were throwing 5,000 yards. Jameis Winston threw 5,000 yards in 16 games. Bink, shout out. Drew Brees did it 5, 6 times. So we've seen the decline in passing yards, passing touchdowns, and we've seen the evolution schematically, athletically on defense. And I think it's good for the sport that the defense is finally catching up with the offense. I don't agree with the sentiment of, NFL and football is only fun because of big offensive plays and high-scoring games. I don't share that sentiment. I love defense. I don't mind a nice defensive battle. I don't mind a lower-scoring game. You know, that's what makes the NFL so fun. What is going to happen this Sunday? Is the offense going to get the better of the defense? Is the defense getting the better of the offense? Are they both getting the best of each other? Are we getting a high offensive explosion game? Are we getting the blowout Dolphins, Broncos? That's what makes it exciting every week. It could be something different. The offense can win the game. The defense can win the game. The special team still can win the game, but that's even getting taken away to try to generate more offense. Oh, yeah, let's make the kickoffs so the starting field position is kind of at like the 35, maybe even the 40-yard line, shorter field where you pick up one first down. Now you're across midfield and maybe even go for it on fourth down. More exciting plays, fourth down, do or die. Ooh. Instead of, starting at the 20, the 25 and having to get 2, 3, 4 first downs before you even think about going for it on fourth down or kicking the field goal or even, thinking that you can put up points on this drive. So shout out to Cooper Kupp. This was great to hear. Once again, folks, I've only been talking the last 14 days. I know last 3 years, all erased because past shows aren't up. But, we were saying that on the show, defense is getting better, figuring out offenses. Defense is just becoming more smart, more schematically smart, able to see what the offense is doing before they do it, understanding route concepts and all that. So, absolutely love it, and I think it's good for the sport that defenses are finally taking the step that the offenses took. All right, next up here, I am about to lose it. I've been giving this Bengals team the benefit of the doubt after the benefit of the doubt after the benefit of the doubt all last season, all off season, but the buck might stop here because they may truly not know anything about anything. Like this Bengals front office may be the most incompetent front office we've ever seen. And we saw the Giants on Hard Knocks a few years ago. I mean, that was woof. But they're only paying the offensive players. They're not paying Trey Hendrickson, even though he came off a huge, great season, the only real bright spot on their defense. They draft his replacement, but don't pay him and change the language in his rookie contract. So now he's not signing. And now they may be homeless. This Bengals team may be homeless, folks. The homeless Bengals, where every week they play at a new stadium, a new park that's free. We're playing at a free park here on Sunday because the Bengals in Hamilton County have not closed a deal on their stadium lease. And it's coming up at the end of next month. The clock is ticking more and more loudly for Bengals in Hamilton County. The Bengals have until June 30th to extend their current lease at Paycor Stadium. Absent an extension, the lease expires after the 2025 season. Hamilton County has proposed a $210 million contribution from the Bengals toward an $830 million renovation of the venue. The county would pay $270 million and the state would contribute $350 million. Why are we not doing this deal? The fact that, NFL owners and all this, they don't have to pay all of stadium expenses and upgrades is, first of all, absurd. And second of all, you're paying what? A fourth? You only have to pay a fourth and you're still dragging your feet? You don't want to pay Trey Hendrickson, you don't want to pay this rookie, and you don't want to pay a fourth of stadium renovations? I mean, this is incompetency at the highest level here, folks. You're literally in a win now Super Bowl mode and you're being stingy with the money all around? You were just at the Super Bowl 2-3 years ago knocking on the door. You're an Aaron Donald play away from winning that game. And now we're not going to pay the defense. We're not even going to pay our stadium. I appreciate that you paid a lot of people on offense. I like that. But the Eagles are doing it. They are giving you the blueprint. And the Bengals are still dragging their feet on everything. So, watch out, Cincinnati. Next year, Bengals. They may not be the Cincinnati Bengals. They may move. Move cities, move venues, move it all. Maybe they go to Vegas and share the state, or LA and share the stadium with the Chargers and the Rams already. I mean, golly, Bengals, get it figured out. Get it figured out. Alrighty, next up here, folks, let's keep the same energy. Saints wide receiver Chris Olave not worried after unlucky concussions. Unlucky, yes. They're just unlucky. They happen. They're freak accidents. So let's all calm it down on Tua, all right? Oh, it's going to happen again this year. He can't stop, blah, blah, blah. They're unlucky, all right? Once again, this whole narrative around the Dolphins and Tua and the health and all this, I think it's blown way out of proportion. I think we got to rein it in a little bit. Y'all are running wild with it, too wild. But this is by Chris Olave, quotes here. It was tough, man, at first. I ain't never really sat out that long. That was really my first major injury. Concussion that kind of sidelined him for the final 8 games of the season. Just not being able to go to practice and go to the meetings with my guys was the worst part. But I feel like I'm ready. I was training and lifting and everything in December, so I feel good. They said I was okay back in December when they cleared me. It was just unlucky situations I was being put in. God's got me at the end of the day. I'm not worried about nothing. So just go out there 100% and be ready. It was just unlucky situations. Unlucky. Tua dove head first at Damar Hamlin. Unlucky. Got slammed to the ground and, threw his head back. But just unlucky. He cleared it up. He learned jiu-jitsu. He stuck in the chin. Unlucky. Let's stop harping on the concussions, folks. He's fine. Alrighty, let's get into this. Let's see what they're saying here. NFL article, 9 biggest questions hovering around NFL's first wave of mandatory minicamps. Let's see what their 9 biggest questions are and if we agree. And maybe we can even answer them. Maybe we can answer them for them. Who wrote this? Jeffrey Chedia. Let's see. Is he asking the good questions? Question number 1. How will the Eagles replace so much defensive talent? Okay, yeah, that's solid. I mean, we know they lost Darius Slay, Josh Sweat, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, Brandon Graham. So, big time, big dogs for that defense. But once again, Cooper DeJean absolutely locking it up. And they've still got Vic Fangio for their defensive coordinator. Very smart defensive mind. We were just talking about Cooper Kupp praising Vic Fangio for kind of the turnaround across the NFL of defenses. So, yes, the overall talent has been depleting. But if we learned anything really about the Super Bowl and superstars, you really don't need too many. I know it's kind of crazy saying that, with the Eagles having A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith and Saquon Barkley and all that. But we've seen that Chiefs team with no, number 1 wide receiver go and win the Super Bowl. We've seen the Bills better with no true number 1. I mean, shout out to Keon Coleman, young dog. Shout out to the other Bills receiver who's truly an absolute dog. Khalil Shakir, kind of the number 1, but not like a superstar. So you don't always need a star-studded room or group to win the Super Bowl or be competitive, make it deep in the playoffs. So I've got no concerns about the Eagles. I don't care. They could lose everybody on defense. I think they'd still be fine. All right, number 2, what veteran quarterback addition will have the biggest impact on his team aside from Aaron Rodgers? Ooh, that is a good question. Now, we know first and foremost we can get Sam Darnold off. That will not be it. Sam Darnold will not. Where'd it go here? Oh, yeah. Will not have a big impact on his team. Sam Darnold, well, They'll have a big negative impact. If you count a negative impact as a big impact, then yes, Sam Darnold will have a big impact on his team. So it's not going to be Sam Darnold. It could be Justin Fields with the Jets. I'm very excited to see what Justin Fields can do. We saw him be decently successful in Pittsburgh, get benched, have a great attitude. We've seen him kind of bulk up a little bit. Solid weapons. It could be Justin Fields here for the Jets. We can't do Aaron Rodgers for the Steelers. For the Browns, I'm not going to do Joe Flacco. I mean, I doubt he plays halfway through the season. The Colts with Daniel Jones. I'm gushing about him. So, man, oh man. This Colts team has great weapons, and Daniel Jones is above average quarterback, folks. I'm telling you, big arm, strong arm. Just got to be more of a leader. Got Shane Steichen as his coach. Nice offensive mind. I mean, I'm going to put Daniel Jones over Justin Fields. This Colts team is playoff contenders with Daniel Jones at the helm. We get the Raiders and Geno Smith. I mean, golly, that's a solid fit right there. Geno Smith having solid success, solid weapons here with the Raiders. And not too many solid weapons. Nice running game. You got Pete Carroll. You got Tom Brady at the front office. You just need that kind of game manager, and that's what Geno Smith is. So I'm still going to put Daniel Jones over Geno Smith, though. But I am going to put the Raiders number 2 and Geno Smith number 2 as a free agent quarterback addition to help the team. We get the Giants with Russell Wilson, and I think we've got a new number 1 here. This Giants team has offensive pieces. 2 good receivers, 2 good running backs, a good draft running back that can pop off, and the defense. So I got Russell Wilson, the new number 1. Daniel Jones, 2. Justin Fields, 3. Sam Darnold at the bottom of the barrel. Who else do we got? Free agent edition quarterbacks. The Saints should get one. They should get anybody, please. And the last one would be the Seahawks with Sam Darnold, and we don't like that. So I would say the quarterback addition that will have the biggest impact on his team, aside from Aaron Rodgers, is Russell Wilson 1 and Daniel Jones 2. I would put Justin Fields 3. Alrighty, next question up. Which contender can join Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore as an elite team in the AFC? Alrighty. Which team can contend and join Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore in the AFC? Sneakily, it could be the Dolphins, but let me digress. I know y'all don't want to hear me. I get it. Don't sleep on our offense. That's all I'll say. Aaron Rodgers could be that in the AFC. Could be. Big arm. I'm not worried about anything his arm-wise, his mobility-wise. It could be Justin Herbert, but once again, we're going to have to see that playoff performance start to get there. That clutch gene start to get there. Got to hear more bark in his bite, too. Got to be a little bit better leader, Justin. So, man, it's tough. This is tough. I don't really know. I mean, the two teams that could would be the Dolphins. It could be Joe Burrow. I mean, I don't know why they're not kind of putting Joe Burrow on this list. Which contender can join? All right, so we're looking team. I can't say Bengals because that defense. So I would say the top 3 contenders would be Dolphins, Bengals, Steelers, Chargers, those 4. Going to put the Bengals decently deep because of the defense. The Dolphins, I'll put kind of 3rd. Once again, I like our offense a lot. The secondary, I like our front 4, our front defense, but our secondary can get exposed. I'm going to say it's the Steelers. The Steelers as an elite team in the AFC that can join Kansas City, Buffalo, and Baltimore. Great defense by the Steelers, great head coach. You got the quarterback. You've got the weapon. You're looking to add another weapon. Don't sleep on this Steelers team, folks. I'll say Steelers. All right, fourth question. Will a youth movement make the Ravens defense the most dominant in the NFL again? And I think so, and I gosh dang hope so. We just saw the Eagles do it. We'll see if they can continue to do it. Cooper DeJean, the Young Bucks. But we need the Ravens defense to really pick it up because everybody on the Ravens offense has just proven to be big beefers in the playoffs. Mark Andrews, Zay Flowers, they got D-Hop who beefed for the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson early on beefed, pick 6 against Buffalo. That was real early on. He's cleaned it up since then. It's everybody else beefing around him now. So I'm going to say, gosh dang hope so. I gosh dang hope this Ravens defense can be elite and kind of compete with what the Ravens did, what the Eagles did last year. Question 5. Will the Bengals defense really improve after so much offseason drama? No. This Bengals team, you're done. It's over. Y'all got no urgency over there. The front office has no urgency. I mean, y'all are going to have to be putting up 70 points every game if y'all want a chance to win. This defense is, oh, goodness, trash. Goodness, golly, garbage. Woof. 6, does Kirk Cousins end up being a backup in Atlanta this season? I think no. I think the Falcons can try and move Kirk Cousins, whether it's before the season starts, once kind of training camp truly gets underway for a lot of teams, and teams start to be like, yeah, we're just a quarterback away. Also, at the trade deadline, teams that, maybe our quarterback went down, make a move for Kirk Cousins. A team that's struggling with maybe their younger quarterback, bringing Kirk Cousins. So I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to stay the backup at the Falcons here. Question number 7. Can the 49ers enjoy a bounce-back season after enduring so many problems in 2024? I'm going to say yes and no. The bounce-back, it doesn't need to be that big. I mean, what, they win 6 games last year? So, I mean, 7 wins, I mean, I think we have to consider that a bounce back if you did better than last year. But I still think the Niners, I think their window is closed. I think their offensive scheme is starting to get figured out. We'll see if Kyle Shanahan can keep evolving. I mean, we know he's a smart mind. Also, I think the Rams are just too good in the division now to truly knock them off. So I really think they're going to kind of be stuck in number 2 in the division-wise. We'll see what the win-loss record is going to be, but I have the Rams taking that division. And we'll see if Brock Purdy can keep getting better. Once again, a lot of people were like, we wouldn't pay Brock Purdy. Shouldn't pay him all that money. Getting exposed, potentially. You lose Deebo Samuel. Huge part of the offense, speed-wise, off the edge. We have Ayuk coming off an injury. Can he kind of get back to where he was? I got George Kittle, who I'm not the biggest fan of. I think he's kind of on the decline a little bit. So I think it's going to be real tough for the Niners to kind of bounce back. All right. Next question, question 8. We got 2 more. Does the presence of Davante Adams make the Rams offense elite again? Yes. Are we crazy? 100,000%. I mean, it was still elite last year with Cooper Kupp. People have said, he was kind of declining a little bit. We got Davante Adams. I mean, man, oh man, that's an A1 tier 1 with Puka Nacua, A1 tier 1, and Matthew Stafford, top 5 quarterback in the league right now, and I would say top 5 quarterback in NFL history. Sean McVay kind of getting his love for the offense and the game back. We saw kind of after the Super Bowl win, we were a little concerned with Sean McVay, kind of talking, I could retire and all this. We kind of saw him the season after. He just didn't kind of see it in him. But over this last kind of year, 2 seasons, we've seen him kind of get back to kind of seeing him loving the game again. So absolutely. Once again, I think they win the division. I 195 plus 195. It's great value. Not going to get any better. Get it now. Last call for value, Bink. And then the final question: what's going to happen with Jalen Ramsey? Well, I would say he's 100% getting traded. I thought it was going to happen earlier. But Jalen Ramsey's kind of already proven he wants out. The Dolphins have already said, hey, we're looking to move him. So I don't think they can remend the relationship. I think Jalen Ramsey was somebody that was ruining the locker room culture. It was Tyreek Hill, Jalen Ramsey. But they're going to keep Tyreek Hill and move off of Jalen Ramsey. So I would assume he's 100% gone. It's just a matter of when. But I would say he's definitely gone. As a Dolphins fan, he will not play for us this year. Plus, with Jair Alexander, I mean, there's other options. Asante Samuel Jr. for the Finns. So we will definitely be moving him. So those were the 9 biggest questions hovering around the NFL's first wave of mandatory minicamps. Solid question. Shout out to Jeffrey Chadia. Respect on the questions. All right. And we'll end on this. Why we're liking the Rams and why we should like Aaron Rodgers and like the Steelers this season. It's a 2-for-1 article, folks. So bink. Davante Adams, quote, rejuvenated by joining the Rams after 3 seasons with the Raiders and Jets, saying, quote, it's not like a dark cloud over the building. It's not like a dark cloud over the building. We know with the Raiders, I mean, he was in hell over there. We saw him on the NFL documentary receiver or whatever it was. But he was like, man, y'all got to get me out of here. Y'all are going to get me killed. Bad team overall, not a good head coach. Didn't seem like they were really focused on winning culture. Winning culture definitely wasn't there. He goes and rejoins Aaron Rodgers with the Jets, and the head coach is fired, and they're losing. No culture set. It's the Jets. So once again, the media, the circus buzz around that. Once again, the Jets don't seem like they care about winning or setting the winning culture or paying to win or putting in the work to win or changing the grass, changing the turf out, all that. So finally, light at the end of the tunnel here with the Rams. The offense is cooking. They made it to the playoffs last season, lost close to the Eagles. Super Bowl head coach, Super Bowl quarterback, great receiver to go up against as a 1 and a 2, Davante Adams and Puka Nacua. It's LA. You can't knock it. Great stadium. So we get this quote by Davante Adams saying, it's been exactly what I needed, feeling rejuvenated and really, really enjoying the time with the guys, getting to know them, getting on the same page with Matthew Stafford and kind of gelling with the whole team right now. It feels like I've been on this team for a couple of years now, just based off how open and receptive the guys have been to me. Man, that's got to feel so good for Davante Adams, just for everybody to open up to him, and also him not just kind of being the best player on his team and everybody coming up to him looking for advice. The other way around now. Matthew Stafford, great quarterback. Puka Nacua, I mean, great receiver. It's not all these trash guys going up to Davante Adams and be like, can we learn from you? Can we pick your brain and you have to lead us? Davante Adams like, hey, yeah. I'm just one of the guys over here. I'm not being elevated because of all this. Like, I know I am great and I am good and I can be elevated, but it's nice not to have to kind of be that guy every time. So I'm sure it's taken a lot of pressure off of him. He could play free over here. I would still, I mean, I don't know how they're going to classify it, how defenses are going to kind of classify it, whether Davante's the one or Puka's the one or, who they put cornerback number 1 on and all that. So he's feeling good, feeling rejuvenated. We get this as well, quote, I feel like this is what I needed just based off the vibe and the aura of the building. And everybody's in a good mood. It's not like a dark cloud over the building. And I've experienced that quite a bit over the last few years. Yeah, I'm sure, Davante. So it's a glaring difference when you come into a building like this. Why we should love the Rams this season. Why we shouldn't look too deep into Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. The only thing that we should be focusing in on last year with the Jets was Aaron Rodgers able to throw the ball? Was he able to put up points? Was he able to put up yards? Was he able to move around? Was he able to play all season long? And was he looking at least a little like his old self? And every single one of those boxes is checked yes. So don't let the cloud, the big dark cloud over that Jets organization and building, because there's no winning. You're firing your coach. It's miserable all over the place because you've been trashed for 20 plus years. There's no end in sight. So yes, dark cloud over the Jets, over Aaron Rodgers, but not with the Steelers. No dark cloud hanging over there. They got rid of the dark cloud in George Pickens. It's all sunshine and rainbows now with Tomlin, DK Metcalf, and Aaron Rodgers. And we get this quote by Aaron Rodgers too. The game has given me a ton. I just want to give love back to the game, enjoy it, and pass on my knowledge to my teammates. So once again, Aaron Rodgers says, hey, I'm not playing football for ego anymore. I don't really need to be here. My soul needs to be here. I can still play in this league, and I'm here to mentor. The Steelers, folks, do not overlook them. Don't overlook them, folks. All righty, that is where we are going to end it for today. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers. Shout out the Rams. Shout out to Cooper Kupp. And shout out to Davante Adams. All righty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you listening. We've got UFC on tonight. We've got NHL Stanley Cup Finals on tonight. We'll have our live night show 7 to 10 tonight. We'll be watching the prelims in UFC. We'll probably be live betting that. We'll talk the main card. We'll talk hockey. We'll watch it all, and we'll have a good old night. So, appreciate you tuning in. We're back tomorrow, and get a great start to your weekend, your Saturday, and have a great weekend if you don't tune in for the rest of it. So, take it easy, and I appreciate y'all.